How easy is it to get fired on ships?
Where I was before, used to work for Norwegian Cruise Line. They are much more strict than here where we are now. I'm not gonna say it's easy to get fired there, but to get a warning, to get a training, because usually before firing you, they give you a chance. You get warnings before, and then you get training. They say these 3 months that you are like in probation or something like that, that you can show better results or something. It's very rare if you just get fired from one mistake.
That's really bad.
Yes, for that I say this roommate of mine, she was a bad roommate. She was bad at work. She was like clearly working with kids. She clearly didn't have an experience, and on Norwegian they asked for a lot of things. So probably she was just faking it out. But I don't think it's easy. I think it's they give you so many chances, and then at some point they're gonna fire the person. Yes. So I don't think it's easy as any other job. It's harder because you are far away from home. They have to send you back home. It is like a transturn for the company as well. It's not like if you are working in your city, they just say, okay, go home, you are fired. You just go with your legs at home. And here, no. There's yes, everything we have to do, flights, this and that. And yes, that's something.
Some of the reasons people get fired on ships?
Reasons why?
Some people get fired on ships.
Yeah, people do get fired, but I think there is a process that they have to follow.
Yes.
So, you can get a warning the first time, and then on your next contract not get in trouble, and then that goes away. Yeah. So there is a process they have to follow, and it is like Agatha said, it's not, it doesn't happen so often that people...
That's true.
And I think also if you know the right people, you don't really get into trouble so badly, If you know the right people, then, it gets a little bit overlooked. But you get those HR managers that take their job very seriously. So when they do get a complaint, they actually do investigate it.
Yeah.
And then they find out every single thing about what was happening, and they speak to a lot of different people to come to the conclusion. So it's not just like, okay, you were messing up so much, you're out, you're gone. It's not like that. And they have to follow the process. And, I have to say that lower people, they do get listened to, which is really good. Because a lot of managers or higher-ups think they can get away with things. But if people do have complaints, they are listened to, which is really, really great to see.
One of the things that get you fired straight away is drugs. Yeah. We do get tested for drugs every month or so. They have like this random test. We don't know who is going to be called, when is going to be nothing. So they call you. I think all the companies we worked from, it's kind of the same. Yeah. You can be 6 months on the ship and never be called. But I have been on contract that was 3 months and I was called twice. So there is no, it's literally, what they say to us at least is the list come from outside the ship. Yes. So it's not like here on the ship. And of course you are drunk. We have, drinking is as well a big deal.
It's I think it's
0.4, but that's like less than a beer. 0.4. Yeah, 0.4 is less than a beer. And these things, there is no negotiation or something. So if they test you and you are positive for drugs, usually there is this process that we are talking about, and it's a group of people decide to fire a person. Yeah, it's not one, your manager don't like you, you're going to be fired. No, it's like, all a lot together. But if it's related to drugs or abusive alcohol consumption, that's no negotiation. So I think that's the most... you go straight away home with no coming back, let's say.
Yeah, I have to say that when I worked on Royal, there was a assistant manager, our assistant manager in the shops. She got promoted on one of the other ships into the management role. And one night they got completely drunk. And what she did is she called the bridge and made a fake announcement that there's a emergency happening, and
That
she
will
got
get you
fired
fired.
right on the spot
That will get
for
you
doing
fired.
that.
Sure.
So
Like that will get you
Say
fired.
it's not easy, but
It's pretty easy.
just don't be stupid. That's the thing. Like, don't be dumb. You know.
I think just like any other workplace has rules,
Yeah.
you just have to follow the rules. I've seen a couple of posts where people share how easy it is to get fired on ships, missing work.
Yeah.
Would give you warnings if you're missing work just for the sake of missing work.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
Sure.
if you're late, you will get a warning. The first time they might forgive you, and it happens. It really does
It
happen
does.
when we have
Yeah.
time. When we change time
changes,
changes.
yeah.
Oh my word,
That messes with
we get late sometimes for work, but it's how often you do it, and it's the alcohol thing that also. Messing with guests. I know a lot of people
Yes.
think ships and you think you're going to meet someone from, across the world or across the sea, and you're going to build this relationship. Like, we have these ideas. Sometimes as people, get rid of those ideas because they will get you fired.
Yeah, for sure. That.
Okay,
Yeah.
guys, now I have to go. I'll leave
Yes,
you
you
with
have to go.
Ricardo and Bonolo. Have
Enjoy.
fun. See you again. Before I leave, you're gonna meet again.
Yeah, that's true. Enjoy. Okay. So we've spoken about getting fired. We've spoken about cabins. Let's talk about relationships. So my episode 2, I had a couple on board. Why did you
Really?
pull that face? Yeah, I did. You see, you're not watching my content.
Who's the couple?
Really?
Yeah, I wanna know.
Anthea and Gareth from
no.
retail, the shops.
Oh,
Yeah, I had
yeah,
them.
they're
Episode 2. So now I was asking them a bit about their relationship and working on ships. Now I'm gonna ask you.
cool. Like the wrong person to actually ask about this.
No, but it's a good thing to ask. Like,
Okay, ask me
because
the
there's
question.
there's also this misconception that people have of, oh, you're gonna meet someone from this country or wada. I know there's guys who have like lists.
Lists.
I worked with a guy that had a list or map of how many girls he's gonna sleep with from each country. Can you advise girls on how to avoid such things? The mentality they should have. Like, we need to hear it from a guy. Let's be honest and have conversations. Because we let's please be honest. You know, there are guys on ships that are just like,
Sure.
they're out here just trying to sleep with as many girls as they can from different countries.
Yeah, I mean, when people look at me, they think that, that, that guy probably sleeps with every woman, but that's not true.
Okay.
If you have, I would say, standards, morals, and you kind of know who you are as a person, then you can kind of avoid falling into falling into any person or falling in love with any person, because that's the thing, is there's a difference between falling in love and thinking you're in love, so I would say, yeah, if you have moral standards and those things and faith, hang on to those things, because that will save you from getting your heart broken and ending up with someone that is completely wrong for you. Because I think when you get onto the ship for the first time, you meet people from all over the world, and for girls, you meet handsome guys and you're like, oh, he's the love of my life, and he could have a family back home,
Yes.
so it's difficult to say, but I would say, like, those small things, like knowing who you are, sticking to your morals, what you believe in, your faith, all of those things will help you to kind of determine who is a good person and who is not a good person.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, for myself, I'm always staying away from those things. I try and stay away.
You're avoiding a lot of females on ships. You're avoiding,
Yeah, I mean,
every time I talk to you, like, I got standards.
Yeah,
I haven't found
I
the
mean,
one
I
yet.
could-
haven't
I could
seen her,
just-
I haven't.
like, I could be that guy that
Yeah.
just sleeps with every woman, but I've made too many mistakes in life to do that to girls, to just use them. I feel really bad when I do that. I used to do that when I was younger.
Yeah.
Freaking out, I used to do that all the time. But as you get
proud of
older,
it.
you get wiser and you start to realize that that's not okay to do. Seeing a woman as just piece of meat is not cool. super disrespectful. So I don't make excuses. I just save myself. I don't even believe myself.
The fact that you tried to say that with a straight face, like I try to save myself.
Oh, my God.
So the whole point of this question, or this conversation, this part of the conversation, was because I think sometimes we get so excited, thinking about going to a different country.
Yeah.
Because when I started, I got a lot of questions about, how are the men there? How are they? Because, you know, you meet certain type of men in your country, and you kind of have a I guess a particular taste or whatever, and then you get out of the country and then you meet people from other countries, and people are thinking it's going to be this exciting experience, but the main focus is you came here to work. That's the biggest thing. You came here to work. Unless your intentions were different, then you are going to get pulled in different directions. This place is like Vegas on water, literally. Like I that's how I described it when I started on ships. I was like, it's Sin City on water, because anything is available to you, but you need to kind of be mindful and remember why you came on board. Like, so now that you work on ships, how many people have reached out to you for money? I know the assumption is we work on ships, so you work overseas, so you have a lot of money. How many people are you still in contact with? A lot of people ever since you started working on ships, or has that kind of messed up some of your relationships?
I mean, it's messed up some of my relationships. I mean, money is really, when people hear that you're making dollars, their eyes their eyes just go big, and they're like, oh yeah, he's got the money. I lost one of my best friends because of that. Because you know, the moment he found out how much I was making, and you know, he was looking at his own circumstances, he kind of looked at me to buy more things, you know, pay for things and stuff. And at the end I was just like, dude, are we friends, or what is going on over here? In his eyes, he just thought that, you know, we're friends, what you have you share with me, and that's not how it is, you know. I work hard for what I have and what I do. You know how many hours we work. For me to just give my money away to someone, that's not right, you know. And you cannot expect me to give you money every time. So one of my best friends, I had to cut him off. And then family. Oh my damn family. Sheesh. You're kind of torn when it comes to family, because you want to help them, but you also want them to help themselves, you know. And me giving you money every time you just ask me for it, that's not teaching you anything. That's just kind of making you know that, hey, whenever you need money, you can just come to me and I'll give it to you. Okay. And the thing is also with family, they expect that you're not going to ask for the money back. But then when you ask for it back, then they're like, yeah, but we're family. Why are you asking back? It's like, yeah, you asked, you borrowed that money from me, so now I need it back, you know? I'm not an ATM over here. I'm not Father Christmas just handing out money for whatever reason. It's respect me too, because I work hard for what I have. And if you want better, then damn, do something. You know, stop having that mentality like, because of this, because of that, I cannot do anything. So you know, some family members you kind of also have to put boundaries. Friends, same thing. But yeah, I mean, that's about the biggest thing, is friends and family. Those are the people that mostly ask for money. And then then you know, you have homeless people back home that ask for money.
Okay. Wow. But without saying how much you earn and all of that, getting into detail like that with money, do you think there's a serious misconception about people who work on ships and how much they earn? Because I won't lie, when I started on ships, I had this idea that I'm gonna be filthy rich. I'm gonna make a lot of money. Then it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. And sometimes I wish I could tell people exactly, be like, hey, do you know there are still people back home who earn way more than me
Yeah.
here on the ship, that's working 12 hours, 10, 11 hours a day, and no weekends, and no, like, I don't get to go home at the end of the day. I'm
Yeah, no
here the
public
whole time.
holidays,
Yeah, there's no
nothing.
public holidays, there's no so there's, I think sometimes there's that misconception that we're making a lot of money
Yeah.
because we're working, on the other side of the world. What would you say to a person that kind of wants this job and has this dream that they're going to be filthy rich without discouraging them? What's the advice you'd give them? How to manage your money as well once you start
Yeah.
earning, all of that. Just a quick.
I mean, that's not a quick thing, That's
It's not a quick.
But I'll say a little bit. Yeah, if you have that thought in your mind that, hey, I'm gonna be filthy rich, I'm gonna have a lot of money, blah 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 blah. Yeah, get that out of your mind. Get that completely out of your mind. But if you work smart with your money,
possible.
then it's possible to be, I wouldn't say rich, but to be comfortable.
There are people who've become millionaires. There are, but it also depends on the country you come
Yeah,
from.
yeah.
Because when you convert whatever you've made from here, so people who work in people from the Philippines.
Yeah, they become rich because
yeah.
I mean the dollar compared to
Yeah.
it's a
I don't know
peso
what-
that
I
they,
don't know
I
what
think
their
they have
currency
like
is.
Filipino peso or something like that. Yeah, for them they do get rich. Yeah, that's true. It depends on the country that you're
Come from,
living
yeah.
in. I mean, South Africa, it's expensive, so yeah, thinking you're gonna be rich is not. But a big thing is learning to work with your money. That's a big thing that I've learned is once you get this money, you will go and spend like crazy. So you
There's
have
something
to.
that happens to you, man. There's something, especially if like you've struggled with money, like you never had access to money like
Yep,
that.
yeah.
There's something that happens where you're just like, oh, now I can afford this, I can afford that, I can afford this,
Yeah.
and sometimes like you get lost in all of that. I think we've all made those bad decisions financially. It's how you come out of it. There's people who've worked on ships for many years, but
They have nothing to
show for it.
Yeah.
There's people who've worked a year, and there's so much that they've done with that money. I think also departments. If you're working in retail, for example, I worked for Effie, and with Effie, they have a good, or they had, I don't know how it is now, a good commission structure,
Yeah.
which helped at least save some money on the side. Whereas here where we work, what you make is what you make.
Yeah.
That's it ends there. And if you have other responsibilities, now you're covering this and you're covering that, there's policies, there's things you need to think about. Good, if I do get fired here, am I okay? And a lot of us, I'm gonna say no. I'm
Yeah.
part of the people that say no. I'll be okay with the Lord, but but financially,
Yeah.
I've made some terrible decisions, and it's what you do with it, like moving forward. So I think the biggest thing that people need to start kind of changing the minds when it comes to, like you said, it's just the finances.
Yeah.
You may not become a millionaire overnight. It's possible to make good money depending on where you're from.
Yeah.
If you're working if you come from the US working on ships, there's people who earn like $2,000.
Yeah, you have to pay taxes.
You have to pay taxes as well. Whereas with us, people from Africa, and certain parts of the world, I don't know how many other places, you don't get taxed because you did not make that money in the country. But
And
you
you're out
do-
of the country for a long time.
Yeah, I think you have to be out of the country for 180 days out of the year for you not to get taxed. I'd have to check that
Yeah.
again.
I think it's around that.
Nah. So I also try and make sure that I'm out of the country for 180 days.
Yeah,
I'm like,
just to
okay,
make sure.
I'm just gonna come in and say hi, and then I need to be out. But yeah, the money chat. How can people use their money once they have it? some ideas. Once you start earning that extra, let's say, God willing, you're making an extra $100. What would you say?
Yeah, I would say, learn to work with your money and not to go crazy. Because one of the big things for us as South Africans, and I think mostly Africans or whoever, is we're not taught from a young age how to work with money. We're not. We know how to pay bills. That's the thing. But the big thing is to save money. That's a big thing that you have to kind of force yourself to do. So if you have an extra $100, don't just keep it in some account. I would say, just transfer it maybe to your South African account and put it in something that earns some interest on it. That's one thing I would say. That's something I've worked hard at doing, is making sure that I put money away that it garners some interest, or a savings account that garners interest, or putting money away for vacation that I want to go and have. But not to go crazy and buy all kinds of jewelry and clothes and all that stuff. You don't really need that. You don't need to buy the most expensive shoes or the most expensive clothes. You don't need to do that. You can buy stylish clothes at a fraction of the price of buying a Gucci or Louis Vuitton, all those things. Because what does that help you if you're well dressed and you look at your bank account and there's nothing going on there?
Something I heard, I think I kind of did it, not really, because it wasn't a lot, man. Your first year, your first contract salary, get it out of your system, go crazy, do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And then second contract, that's where, start having vision and moving differently.
Yeah.
It's advice I got. But also my salary, the first contract, terrible. It wasn't the greatest. It was commission. Literally, it was just commission based. I remember December, I made nothing. Like, literally did not get paid, but I was working the whole month. I was working the whole month, but I made nothing. So I would say, because we go to so many different ports, man, you want to buy something from each port, use your tips if you get tips.
Yep. I think also, when you're spending money out in the world, don't do the currency conversion
I used to do that
of rands, because then you'll never spend anything, because you'll look at it and you'll be like, okay, this is $3, but when you look at it in rands, it's like 300 rand, or maybe 50 or 80 or whatever the amount is. So you have to take your mind off that, so that you're spending it in dollars. If it's $3, just spend the $3. Don't think about rands in it. And one of the advice I got from one of the guests was like, he said to me, like, Ricardo, pay yourself first. And I was like, what the hell? He's like, put some money away first and then spend what you want to spend. But at least you know that you put some money away for yourself, and now whatever is left, you can spend it on whatever makes you happy or whatever you want to spend it on. If you want to buy new shoes, buy new shoes. Buy new clothes, do it. But at least put some money away first before you do anything. And don't touch that money. That's a big thing, is you're always like, oh, it's an emergency, I need to use it. You don't need it. Just leave it alone and let it get that interest, and then you'll see as you go on later on the benefits of it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think also, if you can afford it, like talking to a financial advisor, it's also a good thing, because they can give you some advice and they can help you on setting up your stuff in such a way that you actually do get some good money out of it.
Yeah, make sure you get a good person. I've tried that, and I think I was led astray by a couple of people.
Oh yeah.
But back home, people just trying to get money from you, and then regrets. There's certain things I'm still regretting, like.
I think I would rather pay for an accredited company and just pay the extra money so that they can do a proper job.
You see, when you go to the bank, I went to my bank.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, no, get this card, now I'm like, I can't even undo this thing. I'm so far from home, and I'm paying bank charges like crazy
For no reason.
for nothing. But anyway, we're not going to get into that. It's okay. Favorite itinerary, and we're going to close it up. Any advice for people who are thinking of applying for ships, want to work on ships, but your favorite itinerary?
Okay, favorite itinerary is Scandinavia. I like
never
that.
been.
That's Sweden, Norway, Finland also. That has been the most fun I've had.
What ship did you go on?
That was on the New Tottenham.
New Staten has nice itineraries.
It does, really has. So, and it's a big ship.
It is.
I mean, yeah, we work way more, but now with the hopefully it's gonna be different.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are that's my favorite. And actually next I want to go to Scotland and those places,
Really?
Wales, and Ireland and so on.
That your stats is going.
You see,
I know.
I have to do it. Then.
Yeah. I want to do Asia. I've requested for Asia.
Asia is
Hoping-
nice.
I
Like
would
it's
love
like
to.
eye-opening to go to Asia.
I would love to.
Like I had
it's-
so much fun in Asia. I got late to work so many times because of Asia, and I got in trouble.
getting fired.
Yeah.
And you are telling me here that you've been late for work.
Yeah, but I mean, in those moments, it's something that you cannot control. You know, like
Okay.
in Asia, everything is far away, so you have to be mindful that you have to get a taxi or a bus or whatever local thing or whatever you're doing. You have to leave on time to
Yeah.
get back to work on time. You know. So yeah, that happened to me maybe twice, but it was for me it was worth it. I was like, okay, don't do what I did, but don't risk your job. But it was just so much fun seeing the Asian culture because we have a weird perception when it comes to Asians. You know, we're like, ugh, they eat dogs and whatever. You know. And then we get there and it's like, oh, they don't. They eat normal food, you know?
Yeah, I don't know why in South Africa we're taught. It's not taught, but you know, there's these things where, yeah, no, we're not gonna do that. Not here. We're not about to have. But I think we need to have a conversation. I need to get people from different nationalities.
Yeah, that would be good.
And let's debunk some of these myths about our countries, and let's actually do that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try.
open
I'm
up
gonna
a
try. Yeah,
dialogue
I'm gonna
like
try
that,
get people from different nationalities. Closing words.
Closing words. Working on ships is a lot of fun, and you meet people from all over the world. You meet people, and the relationships are so amazing, and they become your best friends. And you get to go to their countries and visit them and see that country. So for me, it's been a lot of fun, and I don't think I would do this job if I wasn't happy doing it, or if I had kids and a family, I don't think I would do this. But
There's people who do.
there are people who do it, but for me personally, I would not be able to do it. I would be missing my wife and kids the whole time, and try to make everything work this side, but my mind would be back home. And over here, your mind needs to be here.
Yeah.
You need to be focused on the job, but it's a lot of fun. We have some really awesome times, and we get to see the world. A lot of hard work, but if you're a hard-working person, you'll make it through easily.
Yeah. Yeah. Not to discourage families and people who have families. You can work on
make it
ships.
work.
It's just not easy based on what we've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have to, you have to. You have to do what needs to be done, but it's not impossible. So yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you, Ricardo. Well, thank you, Agatha. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please do let us know. Do you want to leave your social media? Can people reach out to you or no? No, okay.
No, ask Bonolo the questions, and then she'll get back
You
to
don't
me.
no one to be like sliding in your DMs and asking you
No, I
questions.
don't want nothing. Like ask her, she'll get back to me, and then I'll decide if I want that. I'm
Yeah.
a very personal person when it comes
Okay.
to my social media, so I don't just give it out to everyone. So,
Okay.
but if you do have questions and you want to see this amazing guy again, then just ask Bonolo over here, and then she'll get back to me.
Okay, I will do